The European Court of Human Rights has issued a temporary injunction stopping the UK government from sending a plane relocating asylum seekers to Rwanda after 3 EU courts declined to do so. I'm Barrister Daniel Barnett and I'm going to explain why it made this decision. A temporary interim injunction is an emergency order from the court stopping a country from doing something which is arguably illegal until there can be a properly arranged, argued hearing several weeks or months later. So why did the Court of Human Rights think it was necessary to stop the UK deporting the asylum seekers? Well, there were two reasons. First of all, the court thought it was arguable, and remember the test is only that it's arguable at this stage for a temporary holding injunction. The court thought it was arguable that Rwanda was not a safe place, or at least the UK hadn't sufficiently investigated whether Rwanda was a safe place for asylum seekers. Second of all, the European Court thought it was arguable that the UK's Memorandum of Understanding with Rwanda, that was a non-legally binding document entered into between the UK and Rwanda for looking after the asylum seekers, the European Court thought it arguable that the Memorandum of Understanding wasn't properly legally enforceable, because it wasn't, and therefore it wasn't really worth the paper it was written on, and the protections the UK government was saying were available to the asylum seekers weren't in reality available. They said it arguably isn't a legally enforceable document and so didn't protect the asylum seekers as the UK government was claiming. Now, the European Court has said it will consider the case fully with oral argument rather than just a review of the written arguments only. And the UK cannot, it said, send the asylum seekers to Rwanda until 3 weeks after its final decision, depending on what that decision actually is. Now, the European Court of Human Rights is completely separate from the European Court of Justice. You've got the European Court of Human Rights, which was created in the 1950s, the European Court of Justice, which is a product of the European Union, which we entered in the 1970s, and we left the European Court of Justice as a result of Brexit. The European Court of Human Rights, totally separate, with different signatories, enforces high-level rights, such as the right to life, the right to a fair trial, the prohibition of slavery, and no punishment without law. And who could object to those? Well, I'll tell you which countries have left the European Convention on Human Rights. Greece withdrew temporarily after an internal coup, but it's now signed up again. Russia is the only other country to have ever withdrawn, and Russia withdrew from the European Convention after it was condemned for its invasion of Ukraine. Do you want the UK to join that illustrious list? I'm Barrister Daniel Barnett. Thank you for watching.